So one of my very unhealthy coping mechanisms is like bottling things up, sweeping it under the rug, putting it behind a brick wall in my head. And this made sure that I didn't do that.
Hi, my name's Tammy.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
We're here to talk about a visual journal. So I was...
Here you go.
Thank you. I was hoping you could tell me what this is a little bit to you personally.
So background, I'm a fine artist. I have a degree in fine art. I applied for my master's in art therapy, and one of the things we had to do was this visual journal to prove that we could put our emotions down on a page.
And like, how did it help you in the long run doing this?
So one of my very unhealthy coping mechanisms is like bottling things up, sweeping it under the rug, putting it behind a brick wall in my head. And this made sure that I didn't do that, or like not to the same extent as I used to, because I wouldn't just push the feelings away and like flick the switch in my brain to turn it off. This was like, I had to sit with it and kind of radically accept what I was feeling and then like stick it on a page, you know?
Yeah. And look at it then, be like, that's how I feel.
Yeah, and it's good because it's really reflective, so I can look back at times where like I wasn't feeling that great and be like, oh yeah, but look at how far I've come. And I could like get it all out in the open and off my chest without like putting it on someone else. It's kind of like learning to cope on my own with it. It was a good place to put my emotions. I viewed it as like a person that doesn't talk back. It was just a creative way of screaming into the void. Yeah, made sure that I didn't like get too overwhelmed by my feelings and then just completely lash out. So yeah. So, Tammy.
Yes.
What is a visual journal?
A visual journal is a sketchbook that you can use as a way of expressing your emotions through artwork. You can express emotions through mark making, use of colour, shape, texture and movement as well. It can be a good tool for emotional naming, which is where you identify what you're feeling in the exact moment, and then you can reflect back on it and how you felt whilst doing that artwork.
If you struggle to do meditation or mindfulness, this may be an activity for you, but equally, those that enjoy meditation can do this too, as doing this enables you to focus on a single task. Some people call this mental state flow. It can be super useful for grounding you when emotions are overwhelming.
So how do we do this visual journal?
I will tell you how. First and foremost, an art background is not required, just an open mind and a willingness to try something new, because it might be something that really works or it might be something that doesn't, and that's fine. You can find a sketchbook, a notebook, or just some paper, because it can be very budget friendly. You don't need fancy art materials. If it's easier for you, you can start with colour first. Try and sit down and think about which colours you associate with which emotions, and then you can go into like mark making. So what kind of lines are angry? Are they sharp and jagged? More happy, energetic lines are flowy and repetitive. And then you can go to shapes.
And I feel like you can literally grab anything to use as these marks as well. Like it could literally be a fork, like anything that you find, dip it in paint or dip it in something else that can kind of make a stain, even lipstick, I guess, you know,
Yeah.
like whatever you have on you, just go for it really.
So if you're not really sure how you're feeling and you've got the sketchbook in front of you, grab a pen or a pencil or whatever you have on hand, just close your eyes and start moving your hand. And you know, if you're quite calm, it'll be slow movements that are quite flowy and more graceful. But then if you're angry, they're going to be like more jagged. That's a really good way of like removing the judgment that you're going to have, because your eyes will be closed. So you're not going to know what kind of marks you're making until you open your eyes, and then you're like, oh yeah, like that I was feeling angry and this is the kind of marks that I've made while I've just been in the moment and just doing it.
And decorating the front of the art book can be really good because it makes it look less intimidating, like this funky one here. And also just remember, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's for you and it's for you to express yourself, and it's really useful, or I find it really useful, so hopefully you will too. And if you're struggling to find a place to start, then there's a lot of inspiration that can be found on Instagram, TikTok and YouTube as well. Thank you so much for listening to us today, and we wish you the best of luck.
We do.
Bye.
Have fun.
What is that one?
With this one, I felt very alone. So I made myself this tiny little square in the corner, just surrounded by like mess and black. I think at the time, like, I was home by myself and I was really anxious and afraid of being alone. So that's why I'm the tiny purple square.